Hello again, this is Amir with the Think Big with Base44 in our Base44 Academy. Last time I showed you how to build your first app with Base44. It was a celebration of the Super Bowl moments. And now I want to continue and to show you some more features in Base44 and how to use them. But first of all, let's recap where we are. We started with just one instruction, it built the application, then we updated it so it would have the teams that are playing this year, 2026. And now we can see this application here. We can add moments. Right now, there's no data in the application, so it's ready for the game that's coming up in a few days. Uh, but I want to use this opportunity to show you some more features with Base44. So let's start with a few tips and tricks to make your applications come out better. So first of all, I'd like to change the AI model from being automatic, where Base44 chooses for you for the task. You may want to leave it, but personally, I like to change it to the model that I like most. Currently, they just added Opus 4.6 right now, just released by Anthropic Claude. So I'm going to put it on Opus 4.6. Mind you, if you do that, it might take up more of your credits. We'll talk about credits later, but I think it's worth the credits because it's going to come out with great great stuff in the end. It's going to save you time. I want to show you a couple of other features here. So first of all, you have this visual edit. If you click this button, you can click different things on the screen and you can change them. Uh, Especially text stuff, you can control different spaces. Right now, we're not going to do that. You can switch on this discuss, which is what I'm going to show you in a minute because it's a great way to think about your application without actually developing things, have some ideas being planned together with Base44 in discuss mode. So let's do that now. So I want to add some more features. Can you suggest maybe 5 different things that we could add to make this a bit more dynamic, to allow us to do more things in this application? So in this discuss mode, I can discuss all kinds of things with the chat. It will give me ideas. I can plan. I can review whatever is being planned. Right now, it's thinking, it's looking into the application, it's understanding what I asked it. It's going to come up with several ideas. And I'm going to stay in discuss mode for a couple of more minutes in order to plan those features that I want to do. Uh, while it's thinking, um, possibly Opus 4.6 is now being pretty in high demand since it just came out. I want to show you some of the things behind the scenes. So in this dashboard, which you can kind of move between the preview and the dashboard, you can control several things. For example, you can change the name of the applications. I'm going to add 2026 to the name of the application because this is Super Bowl Moments 2026. And then you could also change the description of the application. I'm just going to add here with the 2026 again. But basically, you could kind of rewrite whatever you wanted the application to have. You can also play with the logo. So we could either upload a logo or in this case I want to say um, creative logo for the Super Bowl moments 2026 app, and it's going to generate a new logo with the image engine that is built into Base44, and we are able to choose that logo to be part of our application. So now we've got this new logo. We're going to save it. That's for the overview. Uh, this is where the data sits. Right now, we don't have any data about the moments, but you can see the structure of the data. So what do the moments have? They have, what kind of options are here: touchdown, field goal, turnover, and whatnot. And there's all kinds of things that you can have in the table. You don't need to worry about this because Base44 takes care of everything. Let's go to app settings, because here you can control which page, when you're going to have multiple pages, so which page do people start in. You're going to be able to make this application either public or private, so only people that you share the application with. And you can set this to require or not require access. But for now, we will require login in order to access the pages, because we want people to be authenticated. The other stuff we're not going to touch at the moment. Uh, I mentioned authentication. We can leave it with email and Google for now. But let's go back and see which suggestions did we get from the discussion. Real-time hype meter, AI game recap, live prediction leaderboard, commercial rater, and interactive prop bets. Let's do a tap to cheer one. So I'm going to ask it, um, can you elaborate on the real-time hype meter and how are we going to build this? Which kind of interactions are going to be available? And also, I want you to add um, something around a profile, a user profile page. So multiple users are going to use this. There's going to be friends using it. There's going to be family. There's going to be people who are going to be sharing data. So I think we need like a profile page for the user where they can update their name, their image, and all kinds of basic information. Maybe which team do they cheer for, etc. So I want to now it's going to kind of come back. I'm still in discuss mode, so it's going to come back and plan both the real-time hype meter and what I asked it to add, which is kind of the profile page. And once it's ready, I'm going to take it out of discuss mode and I'm going to ask it to actually build the stuff, because this is actually often my approach, right? I ask it to build things. I ask it to it's always like very easy to come back. You'll see we can revert things once if we don't like them. It's very easy in Base44 to test things, discard them, try another thing. So right now it's coming back with a detailed plan. There will be a tap to cheer. Well, we'll let it finish kind of with the ideas. You see it's kind of quite of a detailed plan that it's coming up with. By the way, we can kind of scroll, move the panel a bit so we have a bit more space. So as you can see, it's going to add a tap to cheer button, a global hype counter, a visual meter, a celebration trigger, a decay reset after a celebration, and some more things. It's planning how to build it. I'm going to just trust it. There's going to be a backhand function. So all kinds of things that kind of work in the background. Um, this is only available on a certain level of um, account that you have. So we'll touch on that in another video. And it's planned the other feature that I asked for, which is the user profile page. You can update your full name, your email, your profile picture, favorite team, and a bit about me. Display your users' moments, sharing, and we need a new page for the profile, etc., etc. So now I'm going to take it out of discuss mode, and I'm just going to tell it, go ahead and build these features. And I'm going to send it off to do it. And as you remember, this is responsive, so we'll see how it's gone. And in the meantime, we can kind of maybe enter maybe a moment or two, right? Maybe we'll enter a touchdown. This is Q1. The minute is say 2:34. And then we'll just kind of do first touchdown, some comments here, right? So just kind of a testing. Often what I do is once there's features here, I'm testing right in the preview to capture the hero. Oh, wow, Do you see this beautiful animation that just happened here? So I just entered the touchdown and it did like this beautiful celebration animation as I was doing this, right? And I could, edit this. Let's see, can I edit this? Apparently, I cannot edit this. I can only delete this. So one of the other things, I'm going to tell it that I need it to allow the user to edit whatever entry they put in here. Right now, it's still thinking about it's building, it's starting the homepage, the layout. There's going to be, there's a new um, kind of things that are happening in the background around the data. There's a hype button, there's a hype event. Uh, it's creating the profile form, the profile stats, and so much more. In the meantime, because I don't want to forget, you shouldn't kind of stop it in the middle, but I don't want to forget, so I want to tell it. Um, I'm going to start preparing that. At the moment, there is no way to edit a moment in the timeline once the user entered it. We need a way to update these entries, right? So I'm not going to press enter yet. I'm going to wait for it to finish what it's doing. I'm going to pause the video so you don't need to wait through this as well. And we'll come back in a minute when the profile is ready. So it's done developing. Let's see, it's going to refresh now. According to what it says, the hype meter and the profile page are ready. It's loading the application, and we're going to see. Let's see what does it say about the hype meter. In the home page, tap the fire button to build collective hype. Oh, nice. So together with our friends, we can build. Okay, so we can kind of click this fire button, and if there's like a hype, then it builds up. Nice. Then let's see the profile page that it created. We see, how many epic plays I put in. We can, there's this, there's my name and email. And then, am I neutral? Am I cheering for one of the teams? And I can add some bio about myself, and I'm going to save the profile. Now I'm going to go back to the Super Bowl LX moments. And right now, as I said that I want to be able to edit the elements in the timeline. So let's see. This is again another thing for you. If you see something that is not working, if you see something that is missing, a lot of the things that you'll discover is through building the application. You'll see how it works. You'll see if it works in mobile. You'll see if it works in desktop. And you want to change some of the design. That's the fun thing about Base44. It's so easy to change, so easy to play around with some ideas. So you see, by the way, I didn't notice before this kind of subtle animation kind of the teams, of the verses, right? So really nice touches by Base44. You can see that now that it added the profile page, on the top menu of the admin, we can move between the pages by choosing, which page do we want to look at. Right now, it's because it's building, so it's showing me like this blank screen. But you see, it's kind of loading. I can play around with this fire meter warming up. Nice. You see, I didn't even tell it like all the details. It just came out with it by itself. You know, as more people will be using this, I wonder how it's going to show up. And in the meantime, we can see that in the data, we also have kind of the hype events. So we just have like how many taps? I wonder how it's working. Maybe we need to kind of add some more information about the timeline, who did the tapping, and so on. Um, While it's doing this, I want to show you something really important about security. So these are data entities that you have on the application, right? And for example, if I'm entering a great moment in the game, I do want others to be able to see it, maybe, but I don't want anybody else to delete the moments that I put in, right? So what I can do is I can start a security check, and that security check will suggest what kind of settings do I need to have to this data, right? Is it everybody who goes into the website, even ones that have not logged in, are going to be able to see this? Is it only the people who entered the data are going to see their own data? This is going to be very important, of course, when you're building personal applications or business applications that where you need to protect the data of the users. And Base44 allows you to have very granular control of the data on the website. Who sees things, who edits things, who can delete things? Is it only admins? Is it people with different roles? And we're going to see that you have this level of control. For now, it's scanning. So we'll wait a minute and see what kind of ideas it comes back with in order to secure our data. Now the security scan is complete. It's suggesting two row level security recommendations. We can look here and say, okay, that only the creator is going to be able to create. So only the user that is logged in, they can update, right? We just added the ability to edit stuff. So we don't want others to be able to edit our own moments, and only us should be able to delete any moment. So let's apply these fixes. And it's going to take, we don't even need to code anything. We don't need to know anything about security other than that this is kind of the level of security that we want. We just say apply fixes, and Base44 is going to apply those to the different entities. In general, we can see so now you see this is restricted. Same thing with the hype event. I expected to say similar things around, yeah, only the one who created or updated is able to um, change this, but note that there are no restriction on the read, right? Read, because we want everybody to be able to see those great moments and those votes by others. Now we can go back to the preview, because according to Base44, we should now be able to edit this entry, right? So we can add the photos, we can change everything, and you can see the data entry in the moments here already, right? So I entered this kind of moment before. By the way, if I would have uploaded a photo to this moment, it would have saved it. I don't need to take any care of files. Base44 take cares of all the files, all the management of all these assets in the application for me. But for now, you know what? I think it's time to publish this application for the first time. So let's click publish. It has some kind of URL that it's going to suggest to us. So let's see. It suggested Super Bowl replay, uh, Base44. I think that's good. We're going to leave it with that. And we're going to publish it with a login required. It's going to take a moment. And our app is live. So if I go to this tab, I'm going to be able to see the application. I need to log in. So I'm going to continue with my account. And here's my live application with the moment that I entered from before. And I could send this URL to my friends and invite them to join me in recording moments from the big game. So for now, we're going to pause the video. We're going to go and relax, think about what you want to build, and come back to this channel when you want to learn more about how to build and think big with Base44.